Hey guys, Nina Soul with Spiritual Vibes. I was in the middle of doing a video. Oh, it was already a while ago. I was in the middle of doing a video and then I fucked up and I didn't charge my camera, like my batteries and stuff. So I ended up, it ended up dying in the middle of doing my video. And I was like, there's no way that I was gonna be able to, because I don't practice my videos. I don't practice what it is that I'm going to say or what I'm going to talk about. It just kind of comes out. And I was like, well, there's no way that I'm going to be able to do that video again with the same intention, with the same, everything that, like, I had put into it, because, like, I was, like, just talking, and sometimes it's, like, sometimes I'm just talking from what spirit is giving me at that moment. So I'll just be like talking and talking, and I'm like, yeah, there's no way I'm gonna be able to redo that whole shit and then it come out with the same way that I was saying things, or the same way that I was like talking about them. So here I am to continue the video that got cut off. So I know I was saying, okay, I know I was like right here with it, and I know I was like talking about spell work and feeding intention and stuff like that. I know that that's where I left off. So I'm gonna try to like go back and try to get into that same mode of doing that video, because like I said, I didn't want to redo the video because there was a lot of stuff, like I was really putting my like me into that video, and there's just no way of redoing that. Like, shit was real, it was live, so I was like, I can't redo that. And then my baby's cold. Okay. So then okay, I know I was talking about like spell work and magic and things like that. So I think what I was gonna get into, and I was talking about like how you feed the spell, how you feed it like energy, and that's what makes the spell work. So therefore, like when with magic and stuff like that, you can feed a spell with positive energy and get that spell to grow and get that energy to go out into the universe, and therefore the universe gives that to you and you attract that. So I know I was talking about an abundance spell. So when you're feeding your energy into an abundance spell, you're kind of giving that spell, you're giving it almost breath, you're giving it a heartbeat, you're giving it a frequency. So like I'm tapping right now, you're giving it a frequency. So when you're giving that a frequency, that's what it's like. It's starting to send those signals off out into the universe. And then the universe is like, oh, I gotta give that shit to her. Like, she's already expecting it. She's calling it. This is what I'm gonna provide. This is what I'm gonna give her. I'm gonna give her that because she's putting that out there. So it's not really like tricking the universe. It's more like just kind of like attracting that, which is the same way that people attract negative energy or negative things to happen to them, or they get themselves sick, because you can actually make yourself sick. You can give yourself depression, you can give yourself anxiety, you can give yourself like I had rewatched the video that I was making, that I had made to kind of continue with this one. And I know I was talking about how like everything around me was negative, and just like it was because my vibration and my frequency was lowering. And I didn't put blame on anybody that I had in my life for that, because I know that that was my own fault, because what I was putting out there in that moment was what the universe was giving me back. So I don't blame anybody, like, no matter what it was that they did to me, or what pain or what harm or what damage it was that they may have caused. I don't put blame on that to anybody, because the only person I can blame for that is myself, because I know that if I would have been you know, raising myself back up and being in a more positive state of mind and things like that. I know that the person that I am now, the person that I am today, would not allow myself to be treated in such a way that was anything but respectful and anything but loving. And the reason why I am that way right now is because I don't put that out there. Like, you know, I'm always about keeping it real. I always keep it real. Like, whether it's something good or not. Like, I don't know, to me, if somebody asks me something, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna be honest about it. It could be a negative thing, but my intention is good. So no matter if I'm telling somebody something negative because they want to know, because they want the truth, they want me to be honest, and it might be something negative, but at the same time, if I'm gonna tell you something negative, it's in a constructive criticism type of way. Like, I'm not like, oh, you know, you fucking suck, whatever. Like, I'm not like that. I'm just like, you know, well, you know, I do see this and I do see that, and I don't think that it's you know, fulfilling you in any type of good way. People that know me know that I talk that way, and they know that if they ask me to keep it real, I'm not just gonna sugarcoat some shit and give it to them, because it's not for the highest good. Like, the highest good would be if I just kept it real, told them what it was that they needed to hear. Once again, if they're ready to receive that, if they know you well enough to know that, you know, whatever it is that you're telling them, they're gonna receive it because they know that you're telling them for their highest good, for their better, you know, for the better in them. You're telling them something like that. It's so, I guess when I say something to somebody, it's me coming from like, you know, coming from a loving place. It's not like, you know, like to be mean or to belittle anybody. But at the same time, if you're gonna ask me for my opinion, be ready to hear how I really feel, because I'm not gonna just, you know, say some shit to make you feel better or make you feel good about yourself when it's not really how I feel. So just know that about me. If you ever ask me to, you know, be honest, I mean, that's the only thing I'm gonna be, because it does nothing for me, or it does nothing for you, for me to, you know, lie to you just to make you feel good in that moment, when I could keep it real. You could know what it is that I'm telling you, and you could see it, you know, within yourself. If you don't see it within yourself, then you weren't ready to hear it. But if you see it within yourself, it's something that you can fix, and therefore it betters you in a higher way. So back on topic, like with Magick and stuff like that. The reason why I felt more drawn to my magical practice, because it was like, it was familiar to me. Like, I know that this is not my first time, you know, living life, and first time, you know, in the world. I know that I've lived multiple times, because I've always been like, despite like stupid decisions that I may have made like in the past or when I was younger, I've always kind of like already had a knowing of certain things and how it was supposed to work and how I was supposed to do it. The only thing was that I wasn't ready to just you know, I wasn't ready back then to be the better me, the person that I am today. And I mean, that's not to say, like, who knows the person that I'll be a year from now, 2 years from now. I'm only gonna try to be better than who I am at this moment. I know not to let myself go back to like the ways that I was before, because I know that it didn't serve me. It didn't serve me for my highest good. So me knowing that now, I'm only gonna rise. I'm not gonna fall anymore, because Magick taught me that. Religion wasn't able to teach me that, because the way religion was teaching me, what I had seen while I was trying to become a religious person, was that it was making me feel worse about myself instead of feeling better about myself. I felt like like there was all these things about me that they didn't see as the right way. And um, they kind of had me feeling like I wasn't doing things the right way, or I wasn't being the right person. I mean, it's like I wasn't, I wanted to be me. I mean, I can't just be like this, I don't know. I can't just be what it is that how they picture a religious person, a godly person to look, to be, to act, to talk, things like that. I felt like I had to try so hard to be somebody that I wasn't even comfortable being, to be accepted in a place that I wasn't even comfortable being in. Like I wasn't comfortable being surrounded by all these people that I didn't know. So therefore, my path is an eclectic, solitary path, because I know who I am and I know that I can trust myself. And if I allow you to, if I allow you in, it's because I know that you're a good person. I know who you are. I know that I can trust you. I know things like that. But when I'm sitting in a church and I got a bunch of strangers sitting around me, like I don't know anything about these people. And then, it's like you just hear so many bad things happening when it comes to churches and religion and stuff like that. You hear a lot of bad shit happening, and people that you're supposed to honor and respect and see them as like, to see them as a higher person, and they're doing like some grimy things, and you're supposed to still sit there and like what, forgive them? I don't know. I guess none of it just seemed, it just didn't seem real for me. Like, I'm not saying that, I'm not like, talking shit about religion or anything like that, because if you feel that it serves you in your highest way and your highest good, if it serves you, then go for it. Like, because I know that, like, people need, they need something to believe in. They need a religion, and they need something like that. But then there's other people that feel like there's something more. There's something more. They feel like they're being connected in a different way, or being called in a different way, or different things like that. So religion is good for some people. Spirituality is good for some people, and I think that like we could all use some magic in our lives, because I just think that it's just something that you're trying to attract better things to yourself, and it's like, who wouldn't want that? So I mean, I guess what I don't get about religious people is that if they're not supposed to judge other people, and they're not, it's against what they believe in, to pass judgment on others. But yet I've had nothing but religious people judge me for what it is that I do, or for even just like, selling crystals in the mall. Like I used to get judged so much, like, and I used to get people coming and like, trying to pray for me and stuff like that. And it's like, why are you trying to pray for me when I'm good, I'm happy, I'm, like, I mean, I'm not like a depressed person that, just, has nothing going on and has, all this bad shit going on in her life. Like, that's not me. I mean, if you met me or you know me in person, I'm very talkative. I'm fucking happy. Like, I'm happy because it's like I got so much to be happy for. So, I mean, I don't know. But at the same time, I think that if I was in the state of mind that I used to be, I think that when people are like, bashing me, I think I would take it a lot harder if I was still in that same state of mind, and that same, that same lower vibration. I think I would take it a lot harder, because I used to, like, when people would tell me like, oh, like, you got tattoos all over you, and you're not supposed to mark up your body because it's against, it's against this or it's against that. Like, I don't know. I got tattoos on me because this is what I like. This is who I am. I got dreads because it's like everything that I have on me or that I'm doing to myself is something symbolic, and it's something that means something to me. So I mean, I guess, like, people carrying their Bibles around with them and stuff like that, it's no different. It's no different from somebody carrying their Bible around to me looking the way I look, or putting things on my body that I put on my body. And it's because it's something that I believe, something that I'm passionate about, something that reflects who I am inside. And like, I just feel that, honestly, I feel like religion has torn people apart from each other a lot, because for the simple fact is that if you don't believe in the same things that they believe in, if you if you're not doing certain things that if you're doing certain things that they themselves are not supposed to do, excuse me, they kind of have a way of, like, trying to, like, pull you. Like, I've noticed that, like, they'll try to pull you into, like, thinking that they're trying to save you, like your life is in danger, they're trying to save you, kind of thing. But when you're so strong in what it is that you're doing, when you're a strong spiritual person, you know that you don't need to be saved from anything, because there's nothing to fear. Like, there's nothing to fear. If you're not doing if you're doing things for the good, and doing things for the good of others, for the good of yourself, the good of your family, the good of, if you're doing things for the good, then what is there to fear? Because regardless to where your spirit or your soul goes, it's not going to go anywhere bad. And some people are they're close to death, and they've never been a religious person ever in their life, but they're close to death and they know that they're gonna die. So it's like, automatically they're a full-blown Christian, they're a full-blown Catholic, like, they're just, they're godly all of a sudden. And for that, I think that's really messed up, because it's like, now all of a sudden, because you got this fear that you're gonna die, you all of a sudden want to run to God, like, but you weren't being about God your whole life. And all of a sudden, now on your deathbed, now you're all of a sudden flip the switch, and all these things. I don't know. I think if you're gonna believe in something, believe in it, and then don't just switch it up because you know that you get worried about where's my soul gonna go. Like, if you didn't do anything wrong your whole life, but you've never been a religious person, and you're on your deathbed, don't all of a sudden freak out like, oh, I'm godly and this and that, and don't do that. Don't fake the funk. Like, that you didn't do anything wrong, so that your soul is only gonna go somewhere good. I get it, like, I understand it, but I don't support it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't support it. We all have our own beliefs. We all have, whether you're a religious person or not. There's the energy that you believe in. There's a God that you believe in. There's a goddess that you believe in. I have a God and I have a goddess, but I hardly ever share my beliefs with other people, because I don't want them to feel like they have to believe in the same thing that I believe in, because they don't. And I'm going to accept you regardless, because I'm not a religious person. I'm a spiritual person. So if you got a good heart, and you got your love and everything like that, if you're a good person, I'm going to accept you regardless to you believing in whatever it is that you believe in. That doesn't matter to me. That doesn't like affect whether or not I'm gonna have a friendship with you, or I'm gonna be around or do things for you, or anything like that, like talk to you. um I've had people like ask me like right off the bat, because I used to have a kiosk inside of a mall, and I used to have people come up to me and ask me what I believed in, my religion, and then they didn't even know me. Like I have customers that became friends that still haven't asked me, and it's like, like I like that, because I know that they're not trying to judge me on something that is my own. That's for me to know. You know what I mean? If I want to share it, like, which I do. Eventually I end up opening up, and I tell people what I believe in, and they understand it, and they're like, oh, okay. It doesn't mean you have to follow. It doesn't mean you have to follow my beliefs in order for me to accept you, because I accept everybody. And I think that that's how it's supposed to be, because religion is really, really tearing people apart. It's tearing people apart, and I think that we need to all just accept each other, love each other, and just be connected, because we weren't meant to be torn apart like that. We weren't meant for that. And it's messed up, because in a lot of ways religion has become like for real, like gang banging, like street gangs. Like they don't like each other, like like Catholics, Christians, whatever. They don't like each other because of their beliefs, because they believe in different things, so they don't like each other. So then they talk shit about each other and judge each other, when that's supposed to be like one of the things that they're not supposed to do, is judge each other and talk shit about each other, but they still do it because their beliefs are different. And I don't think that that's right. So I think and I feel that everybody is supposed to have their own belief, whether or not it is a religious belief or a spiritual practice. I think that we're supposed to be accepting and loving, despite all that, because like it's just how I feel and how I think. But I don't know. With that being said, hopefully I tied these two videos in together, the right way, and hopefully they go together, which I think I kind of did, did a good job. But yeah, it's just kind of like, getting trying to continue it, and I think it's already been like a week later. So yeah, this was my continued video on Magick. And if you guys have any questions or anything like that, any comments, please feel free to leave a comment or share your feelings, or do a video response if you want. Yeah, feel free to do so. And if you guys like my videos, go ahead and subscribe. That way you guys can keep up with my videos and stuff like that. And yeah, I hope you guys all have a good night, and blessed be.